how to bring unity in our love and relationships. Now is the juicy part where we get to dive in together in our own process, our own story, so that we can bring that into our own life. Are you ready? Let's get started. So we're going to start just by massaging underneath the collarbone here. And we're just going to tune into our own love and our own relationships that we're having in our life. Tuning into who you're in relationship with right now. Who are you having any type of drama, any type of conflict, any type of disconnection with right now? Because that's where we get to bring all of our love. Are you ready? Okay, so feeling that person in your field and feeling any tension, any againstness, any weirdness that's in the field right now, I want you just to feel it. And then take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. Awesome. Now tapping the center of the chest and repeating after me. And if the word isn't completely accurate, just change the word to match your story. Even though I've been feeling disconnected to, and say the person's name, I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping between the brows. Even though I've been feeling disconnected to, and say the person's name again, it's possible I'm still worthy of love. Tapping the temples. I've been really struggling here. Tapping the cheeks. And I don't know how to find connection. Tapping underneath the nose. But I really want that harmony and love again. Tapping underneath the lips. And I forgive myself for how hard this has been. And just tune into how hard it has been, what you've been going through, how it's been showing up in your dynamics, in your personality, in the way you speak, in the way you behave, in the habits that you have. Just tune into how that's been affecting your whole life. And then the relationship as a result. And take a big deep breath and a big sigh. Good. Tapping the center of the chest again. I really want to move through this. Tapping the front of the ribs. I want to let go of the struggle. Tapping the side of the ribs. It's possible if I let go of the struggle, I'll have more unity. Tapping the side of the wrist here. It's possible if I let go of the fight, I'll feel better. Tapping the side of the thumb, the top corner edge. But it's hard to let go. I haven't made my point yet. They don't fully understand. Tapping the opposite side of the next finger. I need to convince them. Tapping the little finger. I need to prove myself. Tapping the side of the hand. I feel really hurt. And what's up for you? What's your reason for why you don't want to let go of the struggle? What's your excuse? What's your justified reason? My reason is, and just name what your reason is. Tapping the top of the head. And that's why I don't want to let go. Tapping between the brows. I'm feeling really stuck here. Tapping the temples. And I don't know how to move forward. So now let's just feel into that stuck place. That place that does not know how to move forward. That place that doesn't want to move forward. Feel how that feels in your body. What's the texture of it? Tapping the cheeks. And is it hard? Is it prickly? Is it metallic? Is it oozing? Is it festering? What does it feel like in your body to feel stuck? I want you to really feel what that feels like right now. Lean into the intensity, into the texture, tapping underneath the nose. Really allow it to be uncomfortable right now. And then take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. Beautiful. Tapping underneath the lips. I love and accept myself exactly as I am. And I can keep fighting against this if I want to. Tapping the top of the chest here. I can keep blocking the unity if I want to. Tapping the front of the ribs. I never have to let go of this struggle. Tapping the side of the ribs. And I just want you to tune in for a moment. No one's pressuring you to let go of any disconnection. No one's pressuring you to stop fighting, to stop struggling. But let's just see what that would feel like if you held on to it for another 5 years. What would it feel like in your relationship if you kept that disconnect, if you kept that push and pull? What would it feel like between the two of you? What would it feel like in your body? How would it affect your health? For another 5 years. Who are you in 5 years' time? Tapping the side of the wrist. Who are you in 10 years' time if you keep that resistance there? That separation between you and the other because of your justified excuse. How has that affected you and your life? 10 years from now, just take a moment, feel into that. Who are you? Where are you? What are you doing? 20 years from now, still pushing against, still holding that resistance, still justified, still got that reason for why you won't just soften, for why you won't just forgive, for why you won't just allow love to come through regardless of what's happened. Tapping the side of the thumb and repeating after me. I can hold on to this for the rest of my life if I want to. Tapping the next finger. I can hold on to this until my dying day. Tapping the middle finger, and it's totally justified. Now imagine your dying day. Your whole life you've held on to this againstness, this why me, why did this happen, it's not fair, it's their fault, I can't do this, they're not ready, I'm not ready, whatever that excuse is. That's stopping the union, that's stopping the depth, that's stopping that overflowing love that you know you really want inside. Tapping the little finger. So there you are. You're coming up to your last breath and you're holding on. You're still justifying. You're still protecting. You're still holding that resistance. It's your last breath. You can take it into the next life if you want to. Feel it. Is it crippling your body? How much is it hurting you to hold on to that separation? Tapping the side of the hand. Intensify how uncomfortable that feels right now by 50%. Really let yourself feel that uncomfortable energy in your body. All of that holding, all of those years of holding, all those years of protection just in case you get hurt again. Just in case you make the wrong move, in case they make the wrong move. You won't fully open up, you won't fully connect, you won't fully trust, you won't fully surrender. Intensify it by 75%. Really get on the edge of how uncomfortable that is. On your dying day, you didn't let go and it was justified. 100%. Really go there. Just for one more moment and then we're going to let it go. Ready? Feel it. And then take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. I do not want to die with all of this separation between me and who is it between? Tapping the top of the head. I do not want to die with all of this stagnation in my being. I'm ready to let this go. Tapping between the brows. I just want to feel more connected. Tapping the temples. I'm worthy of feeling connected. Tapping the cheeks. I'm ready to feel more connected. Tapping underneath your nose, and I forgive myself for how hard this has been. So just tune into your whole journey, ever since you felt violated, ever since you felt hurt, ever since you felt like you couldn't open up again. Tapping underneath the lips and tune into that whole cycle that you have battled with. Blame and shame and anger and pity and confusion and worry and hurt. And just send yourself a big wave of empathy right now. Feel yourself holding all of that energy in a deep, deep connection of love, of empathy, of understanding. And feel all of that energy, all of that angst be soothed by the arms of your own love right now, your own support, your own care. And then take a big, deep breath and release a big sigh. I forgive myself. Tapping the center of the chest. And I'm also maybe open to forgiving who? Who could you possibly maybe forgive that would help you feel more settled? Perhaps you're just doing it for yourself. You don't even need to forgive them for them, but for your own health, for your own sanity. And it doesn't make it right what happened or what they did or what you did or what they said or what happened that separated your energy. What is most important is that you get your life force back and you get your energy back. And the way we do that is we release whatever we're holding on to, whatever we're justifying, because that is draining our life force in the background. And so do you want to do it at least for yourself, right here, right now with me? Let it go so that you can step forward and feel more empowered in your life, so that you have more energy to give to the world, so that you can have the circulation of energy come back to you as well. You ready to give it a try? Let's do it for ourselves, right here, right now. This tug of war between me and just name the person, tapping the front of the ribs, has been depleting my energy. Tapping the side of the ribs here, and I'm ready to get my life force back. I'm ready to get my energy back. And I'm ready to let go of the tug of war. Okay, so let's tune into the tug of war, because it only takes one person to drop that rope and then everyone is free. So tune into that tug of war that's been happening psychically in the background. Feel that tug of war, feel it in your being of how much you've been pushing and pulling and struggling with it. Really feel into that tug of war right here, right now, as if it's happening. The last time. Feel it all completely, and then take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. Awesome. Tapping the side of the wrist. I'm ready to move on now. My life is ready to move on. And I'm letting us be free now. Tapping the side of the thumb. I'm letting the universe make up the deal. Tapping the next finger. I'm letting the universe cast out the karma. And I can be free. So does that feel better to be like, you're not responsible for anyone's blame or shame, that the universe will always come back and share and give whatever it needs to so people can grow. And all that's required for you right now is just to surrender into the freedom of your own being so that love can flow through you and so that you can really meet another in love too. Tapping the opposite side of the next finger. And is it possible that the person that caused you pain was also struggling as well? Is it possible that the person that caused you pain was experiencing pain? Is it possible that someone also caused them pain? Perhaps not you, but perhaps someone else earlier in their life, in their earlier relationships, in their family patterns that made them behave the way they chose to behave. Do you think that perhaps if someone causes you pain, that they have also some pain too? That their child was also once wounded and they were just trying to figure out in a very clumsy, awkward, unconscious way what they had been dealt to them? And is it possible that every child that has ever been hurt just needed love to heal? Tapping the little finger. I'm ready to give love to my child and their inner child. Tapping the side of the hand. It's possible that it was no one's fault. We were all just trying to figure it out. And so just tune into that person right now that you've been feeling that disconnection to. And just reference their life as well as you know them, or what you imagine may have happened, to make them the way that they have been, to cause them to have their actions or reactions the way that they have used them. And do you think that their inner child might need some love as well? Just like your inner child needs love. Tapping the top of the head. I'm giving love to my inner child. Tapping between the brows. And I'm giving love to whose inner child? And just say their name right now. Tapping the temples, because we both need love. And it's possible we'll do better with love. Tapping underneath the nose. And I'm ready to give that love now. Even though I wish it was them giving it to me. Tapping underneath the lips. I can give them the love. It's possible we'll all feel better. So feel into any final resistance there that's blocking you from fully loving them, from fully forgiving them. Feel into any like, oh, I can't quite trust them, because trust is a different thing. But love is the first step forward. And then you can gain trust by having clear understandings and clear boundaries and clear agreements. But let's just feel any againstness to the love right now. Tapping the center of the chest. I'm ready to maybe give some love to, and just name who it is or what the situation is. And it's possible it will make me feel better. Tapping the front of the ribs, because all of this againstness doesn't make me feel good. Tapping the side of the ribs. And all I really want to do is feel love. I want to connect in love. I want to feel yummy in love. I want to feel loved. And I want to feel loving. And I'm ready to do this now. Tapping the side of the wrist. Okay, great. So tune into that final piece that's right there. That final piece that like, oh my God, I just can't love that one. I can't love that piece. Everything else but that, no way. Feel into that piece that's over there, that's niggling in the back of your mind right now. That, oh my God, I don't even want to look at that piece. I want to pretend that that doesn't exist. Tapping the thumb and just tune into it over there right now. Feel what it feels like when you feel it over there. Take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. Beautiful. Tapping the next finger. I'm clearing this. Tapping the middle finger. This is happening today. Tapping the opposite side of the next finger. I'm ready to move forward. Tapping the little finger. I can do this. Tapping the side of the hand. I believe in myself. Tapping the top of the head. I'm ready. Tapping between the brows. I've waited long enough. Take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. Wonderful. And as you release this, I want you to go back into the story of what's been happening. And when the first shock hit, when the first moment of separation took place, and I want you to see yourself in that situation right now. And as that moment of separation took place, I want you to see it as if you're watching it in a movie, as if you're right there. And then as it's happening, I want you to just look up in the frame and I want you to see your higher self there watching. And I want you to see your higher self go over to that earlier version of yourself right now. And just come and wrap their arms around you like, yes, you're safe. Yes, you're loved. No matter what just took place, you're safe and you're loved. And feel that from your higher self. And take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. And then I want you to see your higher self there with you right now as you got the news or as the thing took place. And I want you to see over to the other human being. And I want you to see the other human being's higher self with them as well. Standing there in their deep wisdom for what's just taken place. And I want you to see their higher self come over to you and look you in the eyes and recognize you and see you and honor you and acknowledge you and give you a great big hug. And feel that hug, feel that love coming in from their higher self now. Feel any resistance to receiving their higher self right now. And take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. And tapping the center of the chest. And as you look over to their higher self, and they're looking at you in deep reverence and understanding for what's just taken place, there's your higher self there with you too. And you have an opportunity now to say something to them. Something that it made you feel, something that you realized in the experience, something that it's taught you. As you look at their higher self, what do you want to say to them? I'm saying, and say it again. Tapping the side of the ribs. I'm saying, say it again. Tapping the side of the wrist. And that feels really, what does it feel really like when you get to share that with them? It feels like when I share, what are you sharing? And tapping the side of the thumb, and what does their higher self do or say back to you when you share that with them? They are, and just name what it is. They are, name it again. Tapping the middle finger. They are, what are they doing and saying? Tapping the opposite side, and that feels really healing. I'm ready for this healing. I'm ready to let go and find love again. And take a big, deep breath, release a big sigh. Tapping the side of the finger here. I'm ready to find that connection again. And as you're there and as you're sitting with their higher self, and you're having this deep connection now, and this honest place, what do you need from them and from yourself in order to move forward with open love and connection and unity? What do you need? Tapping the top of the head. I need. And I'm asking for it now. Tapping between the brows. I'm creating. What are you creating now? Tapping the temples. And this can be more enjoyable than I think. This could be fun. Tapping underneath the nose. I'm creating, and what are you creating now? And I'm going to have a lot of fun doing it. I get to create this kind of love now. Beautiful. So just imagine all of that love that gets to circulate now, that you get to share, that you get to create, that you get to stand for. The truth that you get to share about your needs and your wants. And that you get to let everything else go, and you get to really honor yourself and therefore be able to honor the relationship. Tapping the center of the chest. I've got this. Tapping the front of the ribs. And I'm ready. Beautiful. Take a big, deep breath. Release a big sigh. Awesome. Now tap all over your body and say 10 affirmations out loud about what you're creating for yourself and for the relationship and what you're standing for and how good it feels to do that and how ready and deserving you are of all of that love. I want to hear 10 affirmations. Keep going. We're nearly there. They feel so good. Yeah, I love that. Nice. And what else? Beautiful. I'm feeling the love from here. Great. Take a big, deep breath. Release a big sigh. And just placing your hands on your heart. And just feeling all of the love in the relationship now returning. And as that returns, feel all of the love of creation returning. Because as you clear out the blocks, creation can pour more love in through you. And as it pours more love in through you, you get to share it and it gets to circulate again more and more. So tune into all that love of creation right now, unifying you and all of your relationships. Nothing to hold on to, just love to circulate. Feel it happening in every part of your life. Feel it lifting and opening who you are, unifying and connecting deeply. Taking another slow, deep inhale. Thank you for joining me in this tapping session to bring unity and love into your relationships. I hope it's helped. It's been such a pleasure joining you in this interview and this tap today, and we'll see you soon.